Hey guys, it's Marquindra. Um, I don't have no reptile shop, so you're not gonna hear me being like, "Oh, guys, it's with this and that reptiles," because I'm not a breeder. Anyways, so you guys want to know more about giant snakes, and that's primarily what I keep. So we're gonna start off mostly with the main ones that I generally keep is reticulated pythons. They have a reputation like no other. Uh, Giants in their native lands, they can get insanely big. I think the biggest one that they've ever caught wild was 26 foot, but unfortunately, because of the way they handled her and she was gravid, she ended up passing away. As far as in captivity, they don't generally get as massive as one would like to think. Don't, go to Google trying to figure out what sizes they get because Google will tell you it's speculation of 33 foot. Trust me, people would love to have a retic that big. I mean, you got avid collectors out here. You got people that just have the room for giants, and that would be the grand mamma jamma of all giants if you can have one that size. Then again, they would probably definitely make them illegal because people hate snakes for whatever reason, for being incredible with no limbs but able to do more than us humans can do in a lot of cases, like climb. But like I tell a lot of people, don't get an animal or be inspired by it. Be inspired to want to get your animal to what you see others. If you're not willing to put in the work and you think you're just going to buy an animal and automatically have it like that, then you're not the type of person that should be keeping these animals. You really shouldn't keep any animal if you have these crazy expectations that you think are just going to magically be handed to you just because you see someone else doing it. Unfortunately, that seems to be a lot of the case nowadays is people are buying these animals with no prior knowledge. It's like they cannot be bothered to, go online and look at least for the basic minimums of being able to keep them. They just get them, and some of them get deterred away from asking questions, which is understandable because I have seen some very toxic communities. A lot of communities are toxic, but there's always gems in those communities that you can look, read the comments, just join them and try to see the information you're going for. Don't be afraid to ask sometimes. I'd rather, ask and at least within the questions that are, well, people throw questions at you and stuff, but at least within those answers, I will find what I'm looking for. That's pretty much all you can ask, but some people are always going to try to deter you from getting a giant, which I highly believe is a good thing to do depending on how it's done. Like me personally, I wouldn't want you to buy the world's largest constrictor on a whim. Like, there's things that people don't necessarily seem to know that they need to do. Like, can you get the enclosures that they need? Do you know how big they get? How fast they grow, what they need to eat? Do you have connections or the ability to be able to get their food that they prefer? Do you have the ability to, afford the things that they're going to need as adults? Do you plan on taking care of them as an adult? Do you do you believe that you can handle an accident that may happen? Because accidents can absolutely happen. I can show you mine and I can show you the way I keep them, and people may or may not like it. I have explanations for why I do things the way I do, because a lot of people might know me for taking my snakes out to adventure and taking them outside, because I don't believe in having these animals specifically just to stay in their cages. You can decorate their cages all you want to, but I just don't necessarily see the purpose in doing so if my animals are going to be, out, actually being able to stretch around, being able to interact with the world that they live in and were born in, not doing so just within the confines of an enclosure. that's just me. So, if you want to see the channel grow as far as what I do, I might throw in a Patreon or something like that so you guys can do donations or whatever. If you want to see, like, me getting them things, gifts from you to them, to any one of the snakes that you have in mind. And, if you want to see special videos of specific ones, give shout outs and stuff like that, we can definitely have that in the works. But for now, minimal as possible because, that's all I got. So, anyways, see ya.